Wellington, Florida real estate has been on fire for several years. With close proximity to the Palm Beach International Airport, the beach, equestrian events, and year-round entertainment, it's no wonder that more and more people want to move to Wellington. However, with any city, there are some pros and cons of living in the area. If you have been considering a move to Wellington, Florida, this is the insider info you need before you make a move. Let's take a look at all of the pros and cons of living here right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you're interested in learning more about living in Wellington and the surrounding areas in Palm Beach County, Florida, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can be the first to know about the current market here. Hi everyone, my name is Melanie, and my team and I have helped people just like you buy a great home here in Palm Beach County, Florida. We get calls and emails all the time for people just like you looking to move or relocate here. So whether you're moving across the street or across the country, feel free to call, text, or email me and my team so we can help you make a smooth move to your new home in beautiful Palm Beach County. So let's start with some of the pros. Some of the best things about Wellington area is the fact that you are close to many other great zip codes in Florida, where you can enjoy a ton of entertainment. Royal Palm Beach and Palm Beach Gardens are just to the north. Boca and Boynton and Fort Lauderdale are less than a 45-minute drive. Here are some reasons why living in Wellington can be so great. Pro number one is that it's the equestrian capital of the world. Horse lovers can't get to Wellington fast enough in the wintertime. Wellington is filled with horse barns and ranches where people can keep their horses healthy and happy all year long. The equestrian facilities in Wellington include areas for polo tournaments, making the horse community and culture here quite strong. The Winter Equestrian Festival will bring the world's best hunter-jumper horses and riders to the Palm Beach International Equestrian Center in Wellington. It's an annual event that introduces thousands of high-net-worth individuals and families to the uniquely appealing lifestyle in Wellington. Running from January 5th to April 3rd, the Winter Equestrian Festival is the world's largest and longest running equestrian sports event. 4,000 families, 8,000 horses, and 250,000 spectators from 43 different countries will converge on Wellington to compete for more than $12 million in prize money. If you love horses and equestrian events, Wellington is a great place for you to be. The next pro is the newly built communities. Many of the homes you will see here in Wellington are newer. The location was not nearly as developed just 10 years ago. In areas like Miami, where there is not a piece of real estate left to develop, there are still new builds in the local housing market in Wellington. If you want a recently built home with incredible design and craftsmanship, your search may be over when you get to Wellington. It's an amazing community here and one of my absolute favorite places to live in all of Palm Beach County. You can find a single-family home here in the $400,000 price range, all the way up to $20 million. I have helped clients buy and sell homes here, and it's a great community for you to check out. Another pro is the strong school district and private school choices. The school district in Wellington is one of the best in the state. There are both private and public school options to send your children. Schools are typically centered around the local communities, meaning this is one of the best places to live if you want to be able to take your child to a local school. The next pro is the public and private golf courses. Wellington features some excellent public and private golf courses. Whether you find an option in Wellington like Banyan Golf Club, or you take a quick trip up the road to Breakers West or Wellington National, there are plenty of options across a wide range of prices. For golfers that like public golf, South Florida has some great options like Okehili and other courses in West Palm and Lake Worth area that work quite well for anyone living in Wellington. If you love golf, this is one of the best areas in the country for you. Now I want to talk about restaurants and shopping. With the way that Wellington was developed, there were plenty of amenities put in the communities that were built. The Wellington Amphitheater, the mall, and local restaurants and shopping centers have made this not just a great place to live, but a place you don't want to leave. Living in Wellington is not the cheapest spot in all of Florida, so you can expect that shopping and restaurant prices will be said to match. However, the cost to go out and enjoy yourself should always be built in when you are looking for the best places to live. Wellington is a beautiful community to live in with lots of great things to do. Another pro tip is the access to jobs. The job market in Wellington is strong. Wellington jobs span across all industries, and it's just a short trip into the city of West Palm Beach if needed for even more access to jobs. As house prices continue to strengthen and more people realize the benefits of the area of this part of the world, the access to jobs is only going to get stronger for Wellington homeowners. The next pro is just a quick trip for you to the airport. The Palm Beach International Airport is truly one of the easiest in the state of Florida. This airport is small and has great deals that can offer you throughout the country. If you live in Wellington, you are just a short 20-minute drive to the airport. The good news is that if you need an international flight, Fort Lauderdale and Miami are just a little bit more than an hour. So you can really check all your travel boxes when you live in Wellington. Now, let's talk about the cons. There are, of course, plenty of positives for living in Wellington. As you collect more info about this area, you will also find great little things like bars and restaurants you love, nature areas, and even parks and playgrounds. However, there are still some negatives to Wellington that are worth mentioning. First con is the homeowner's insurance. The homeowner's insurance rates in Wellington are high. The reason that these rates are high is because the chance that there could be a hurricane. If you're moving from an area like New York, Pennsylvania, or California, where there is a very little chance of a hurricane, you may be shocked to see at how high the homeowner's insurance premium is. In addition, you may need flood insurance if you have a home in the flood zone. All homeowners in Wellington and Palm Beach County will deal with these high homeowners insurance costs. It's just something to be prepared for when you move here. The next con is the hurricanes. South Florida and the Wellington area can experience hurricanes. Sometimes the hurricanes turn into tropical storms and hardly do any damage, but it's still something to be prepared for. The good news is that hurricanes are typically slow-moving storms, which is different from something like a tornado. You will have plenty of time to get out of the city if you find that it's not safe for you to stay. Don't let hurricanes scare you. Simply be aware and prepare accordingly. I have lived here for over 40 years and will help you answer any questions you have about moving or buying a home here. Most of the time, the hurricanes are something you need to prep for, but especially since you are west, you are in a much safer position in Wellington than someone who might be on the coast. The next item to talk about is the cost of living. The cost of living in Wellington is higher than it is in other parts of the state. As I mentioned, many areas in Wellington are newly built, and they have higher starting prices. In addition, the large equestrian homes and farms bring up the overall wealth in the area. If you're moving from another area like Boca Raton or Palm Beach, you won't notice any real increase in the total cost of living. However, if you're moving from another state, Wellington could be a bit of an eye-opener and a higher cost of living than you expected. The other side of that is if you are moving from California or New York, you will find our home prices to be bargains. You can get a lot more for your dollar here and have some of the best beaches, golf, boating, and many other amenities at a much better price than other cities you may want to live. The next con is the distance to the beach. Wellington is undoubtedly not the closest spot to live in if you are a beach person. The trip back out west to Wellington can take about 30 minutes if you are visiting the beach. There are times of the day when there's very little traffic and you may be able to get there sooner, but it's not quite like living in the town of Delray Beach or Deerfield Beach where you'll be right on the water. Some people find this to be a positive because Wellington is a much different type of town than some of the traditional Florida beach towns. Just try to consider the type of life you're looking for in Florida, and you should have an easier time deciding if Wellington is for you. Usually I get to show you a couple of different areas and really help you find exactly what you're looking for. Wellington is amazing, but obviously I want to help you find the home you will be happy in. Another con is the HOA fees. Wellington is mainly built with gated communities. There are not as many traditional country roads with no main front entrance or gate. The majority of people in Wellington live in beautiful planned communities. There are some negatives to this with the strict HOA rules that you can encounter in these types of communities. Sometimes things like cutting your grass on time, ensuring you don't park your boat in the driveway will come up as issues. If you are careful to maintain your home and you want to ensure that your neighbors are doing the same, then the HOA fees may not bother you all that much. You can find a couple of areas that are amazing with low HOA fees, and I've helped a client sell a quiet, beautiful community here in Wellington with low HOA fees. So if that's important to you, please let me know. Next is the lack of condos. If you've been searching for real estate, you know that some areas of the state are flooded with condos. However, in the Wellington area, you won't see very many condos. Instead, inspect more single-family homes. This may not be a con for some people, but single-family homes tend to have some higher prices to start with. But Wellington has amazing homes and amenities for lots of different budgets. Now that you have all the best information about Wellington, Florida, you can make an informed decision about whether or not this is the place you want to live. Living in Wellington, Florida certainly has more positives than negatives, and I wouldn't be too concerned about the negatives. If it was a big concern, I wouldn't have lived here for over 40 years. It's awesome. I hope you better understand what life in Wellington, Florida has to offer. Whether you're looking for a great job, a beautiful house, the best beaches in the country to retire, or invest here, or simply a great community to live in, Wellington has it all. If you're thinking about buying a brand new or existing home in Wellington or Palm Beach County in the next 3 days or 3 months, feel free to call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom call today. We can help you make your smooth move to your new home in beautiful Palm Beach County at no cost to you. Thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to showing you around town soon.